this moto. Let's go have some fun. I'll definitely do it again. So this is the FMF fatty pipe. It's pretty beat up and has seen better days. Overall, it's a fairly good pipe. I haven't had really too many issues with it, and I'll keep it around. Now what I'm really looking for with this gnarly pipe is a lot more low to mid-range power, and apparently this is the key to that. Now when it first showed up, I saw this, took a picture, asked some guys, and apparently it's normal to have surface rust inside of it. I don't buy brand new pipes all the time, so this is kind of a red flag, but it's not a big deal. Now I wanted to get kind of a sound difference between the two pipes. I could definitely tell a difference between the fatty and the gnarly sound as soon as I started it up after swapping the pipes out. The electron choke is actually on the inside, so with the oversized tank, aftermarket pipe, makes it difficult to get to. That's a small price to pay. So once again, this is the FMF fatty on my 1997 YZ250. I'm also running FMF Power Core 2 silencing. Now it is running rich, but I'd much rather have it run rich and essentially burn up a plug than running it lean and burn a hole in the piston. That's just a personal preference, and that's just how I like to run the bike. I want to do a comparison of both pipes, the gnarly and the fatty. You can tell the gnarly is a little bigger, the fitment's going to be a little tighter, but it's going to work and it's going to be awesome. Now one thing with the 97 250, it comes with one O-ring on the exhaust pipe, so you really got to make sure that thing's seated well. You definitely want to make sure it creates a good seal, and if you're anything like me with aftermarket parts, you really want to make sure they're installed correctly. And that's essentially what I'm doing, is making sure it's seated properly. So we'll get these springs on, make sure everything's 100%, start it up, see how she sounds. Now that we got it installed, everything sounds good, everything looks good. There's a little splooge coming out. That's just from running rich. Not a big deal. I want to load this thing up, take it to Slade's Park, see how she performs. Now getting to the choke on Electron was tight before, but now it's close to impossible. It's just one of those things that we're going to have to work around. There's one little access point to get to it. I'm able to catch it. Let's take this thing out. So I wanted to try and create some different race scenarios while I'm out here at Slade, and there's a lot of different technical stuff that we can incorporate here, which I really like. And mainly what I wanted to do was take it, go up inclines, and see what this thing could really do as far as a low to mid-range power delivery. And that's something I really like about going to Slades, is there's a lot of really steep inclines, there's a lot of hills you can run up and down. The GoPro does it no justice whatsoever. A lot of the stuff that I'm going through right now is extremely steep, vertical climb, and if you take them slow enough, I can actually feel the difference between the Fatty and the Gnarly as far as a push getting through that in the low to mid-range grunt is what I'm looking for. There's been a lot of people that can say they can't tell the difference swapping pipes out with the Gnarly and everything, but with the racing that I do, with hair scramble, the type of riding that I do, I can definitely tell the difference. I haven't noticed a whole lot of top end loss, although I've been mainly focusing on the low and mid range, and with, once again, the type of riding that I do, the top end is not really that important to me because I don't hit fifth gear that often. And for what I'm building the bike for, I'm building it to race hair scrambles. I'm not building it to go out and play ride and see how fast we can go. I'm building it for performance, basically. Now I am going to go out just like I'm doing now. I'm going to have a good time, and I'm going to put YouTube videos up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But my main goal overall is to build a bike that can compete in hair scramble races and the VCHSS all over the state, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'd be lying if I told you that this was the first time I actually took the bike out with this pipe on it. I rode it around the trails we have here at Tin West Farm, and it did great, but I don't have the hills, I don't have the root, big steep inclines and stuff that Slades Park has, that VCHSS makes us race on. So being able to bring the bike out here and have some fun, that's what it's all about, and that's what we're doing. We're having a lot of fun. I actually wrecked in this spot earlier today. I had to redeem myself and make it through. It's a very steep incline with high walls, and it's extremely tight. I'm impressed with how this pipe and carburetor, basically the overall bike, performed with me and my riding technique. Now this is one spot that I was testing with the Gnarly pipe. You can kind of get a good view of it. It's literally straight up and down, and that thing just pushed me right over top of it, no problem whatsoever. And it's hard to hear it, but that's what I'm talking about, is how easy it was able to get over that hill compared to the Fatty pipe and the setup I was running before. Now being literally right around the corner from Slades Park, I feel like they get a bad rap for their reviews and everything. So I decided while I was out on this ride to review the Gnarly pipe that I would do a Slades Park review. So make sure you check my channel for the Slades Park review. A lot of stuff I want to talk about with Slades. I'm going to hit on every category that I can possibly think of as a dirt bike rider and what you can expect when you come out here and ride. Going through all of the park here and basically seeing what this pipe could benefit me with and what it has some downfalls with, I couldn't really find too many things that was really wrong with it as far as a comparison with the Fatty pipe that I had. Now there is a difference between the low and mid-range with the Gnarly and the Fatty, but overall I think it's based off of your personal opinion, your perspective, and what kind of riding and racing you do if you actually race. Something I'm very big on is enjoying the ride. If you can't enjoy the ride, you might as well not ride. And that's what I do right here. Sometimes you gotta find a fun little circle and just ride around it a few times. It's a little thing. I wanted to hit more of the steep inclines and those big hills that we were on earlier, so I decided to go back for another run. Once again, it's just GoPro does not do it justice. But performance-wise, the upgrades I've done to this bike, I couldn't be more happy. I have the suspension dialed in perfect, PSI in the tires perfect. I felt amazing going through these trails, riding every obstacle that I could possibly face. It was a great ride. Overall, that's a large percentage of the battle, is gaining enough confidence to go through and understand that you and your bike will perform effectively and can make it through the entire race no matter what obstacles is thrown at you. So I'm assuming what everyone's wondering is, do you want to spend $200 and some odd on this bike? So let's be realistic for a second. What kind of riding do you do? Where are you riding at? Are you more motocross, endurocross, the hare scrambles? This all is a very big part and play in whether or not you should use this bike. For the type of racing and riding that I do, I couldn't be more happy and excited to have this thing on the bike and to continue the race season with it. It has shown a lot of improvement from the fatty pipe that I've had compared to my riding style. I'm overall just excited to take it through the rest of the season and show you guys just exactly what we can do with the upgrades that I'm putting on this bike. I look forward to everybody's feedback. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. If you're ever around Surrey, make sure you hit me up. Maybe we can schedule a ride and get BCHSS Round 5 Ready Hole. That's the next race. It's right down the road from the house. That's what we're going to be shooting. It's going to be awesome. You definitely don't want to miss it. That is my absolute favorite race of the season. Make sure you check it out.
I just think it's cool as hell what you guys do. Huge fan of Grey Bush Moto Squad. Also 10 West Moto. You know, cheers to a great season.